Bow, 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 bow. That's that booty meat. Hey, 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 hey. Reddit stories. It is Monday, and I know I said I was gonna have them out every Monday.
I know what I said!
But we are here. PSEUDOTV is back for another episode of Reddit Stories. Thank you guys for joining us. We are not gonna waste no time. I have 3 stories that were handpicked by moi that we're gonna read. Our first story: am I the asshole for being angry at my son for not letting me see my newborn grandsons first? I don't know. Let's find out. I, a 54-year-old man, have been eagerly anticipating the arrival of my oldest son, Corey's, he's a 30-year-old male, his children, as he's the last to give me grandchildren. Despite my love for Corey, I don't have the best relationship with his wife, and the feeling is mutual. Oh, okay. Throughout her pregnancy, I made Corey promise that I would get to see the kids first, just like I did with all my other children. That's a little. He assured me that he would make it happen. However, when the twins arrived a week ago, I was shocked to see Corey's wife's father holding them first at the hospital. I couldn't hide my disappointment, and Corey apologized, mouthing, "I'm sorry." And I didn't handle it the same way I did with his siblings. I didn't hug or kiss Corey, just had some small talk, congratulated them, and left abruptly. When Corey apologized via text, explaining that his wife insisted her father be the first to see the kids and he didn't want to cause her stress, and he would make it up to me, I exploded at him through text, expressing my anger and disappointment. He apologized again, but I blocked him. What? Now my wife and daughter, Danielle, not the name drop, are upset with me, claiming I'm breaking Corey's heart and need to move on. However, I believe I have the right to be mad since he broke a simple promise. My other sons, Andrew and Daniel, side with me, stating that Corey's wife intentionally stirred up drama, knowing about the promise, and they're angry at Corey for prioritizing his in-laws over me. So am I the asshole for being upset about Corey breaking his promise? Listen here, Bob. It sounds like his name is Bob. You are definitely the asshole. Let me be the first one to tell you. You cannot force someone to make you a promise, because then it's not a promise that they have to actually commit. It's just something that they have to do for you. That's weird as hell. Who cares who gets to hold the baby first? Your job is to show up, be happy for your son, and then be a good grandpa. And I know you're worked up trying to say things like, oh, like he's the last of my, what do you say? He's the last to give me grandchildren. Who gives a fuck? This is a grown-ass man with a wife that also has obligations to her family as well. He made you that promise probably to shut you up because you're probably very annoying. Bob. That's my opinions. Let's see what everyone says. The verdict is he's the asshole. I don't think there was an official verdict, but I'm seeing a lot of comments saying he's the asshole. You're the asshole. A real live grandma here. Congrats on the new grandkids that you probably won't get to have any kind of relationship with because you're a jerk. You really think you're entitled to hold the new babies of a woman you dislike? Buddy, your daughter-in-law is the hospital patient and she gets to make the rules. If nothing else, you have a lot of audacity strolling up into the hospital expecting to hold the babies first. I hope your son grows up and tells you to right off. I love grandmas because they get to say whatever the they want. But no, literally, like, you already stated that you don't like the woman doesn't like you, and I assume that your son, Corey, knows that you two don't get along, so of course he's gonna respect his wife's wishes first. And then you had your sons backing you up. This is probably because you forced them to do a similar thing. Final verdict, I agree with the crowd. Asshole. Next story. This is another Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for dancing at a wedding even though I was a +1 to a friend? Okay, right off the bat, I like to get down at a wedding. Let's find out if you're the asshole for shaking that thing on the floor. My friend and coworker was invited to his close friend's wedding and received a +1. Since he had just broken up with his girlfriend, he didn't want to go alone and be seen alone in photos on social media, so he asked if I would go with him. Okay. I love weddings and didn't have plans for the weekend, and always wanted to see this particular venue in person anyway, as I always pictured it for myself, so I said yes. I didn't know the bride and groom, but I am aware of wedding etiquette, such as don't wear white, don't upstage the bride, be polite, etc. The wedding comes and I show up with my coworker/date. I meet a lot of his buddies and we are all getting along fine. One thing about me is I love to dance and never turn down an opportunity. I was on several dance teams in school, so I am semi-trained. So it's not uncoiffed or sloppy dancing. During cocktail hour, the DJ is playing some great music which I thought was more appropriate for the reception and didn't want to let the songs go to waste, so to speak, so I danced a little bit. Nothing crazy, but I loved the music. People were looking my way, but not in shock, but almost like delight, like she is going to be fun on the dance floor tonight. Oh girl. Finally, the reception starts and they are doing the bridal party announcements where the DJ plays songs and the couple dances together onto the dance floor. I love hyping people up and getting the party started, so as each couple was announced, I'd subtly hype them up and show them some fun moves to go along with the songs. Nothing crazy, I'd point at them and do something like shake my shoulders and encourage them to do the same. Eventually my date asked me to cool it, so I did by the fourth couple, and didn't do it again as it seems they had routines they practiced anyway. I didn't think it was a big deal to help out, but I stopped when asked. I spent most of the night on the dance floor afterwards, dancing with everyone and generally hyping up the crowd. I could tell a lot of guests may have not felt confident, so I would make sure to go to the table sitting down and try to get them on the dance floor because I know it's important at weddings for guests to have fun. Not your job. At one point though, the mother of the bride or groom, couldn't tell, looked at me and rudely quipped,
"Can you please stop? We don't know you."
when I was dancing next to her table trying to get the grandparents up. I fully retreated and spent the rest of the night at my table and didn't even speak to my date because he basically started to ignore me after the announcements and during dinner service when I asked if he wanted to dance. He said no, he was eating, and rudely. So, am I the asshole for dancing at a wedding? I get that I wasn't a friend or family, but I was a guest and even brought a card to a couple I just met that day. My coworker hasn't texted me and I see him tomorrow. I also wanted to reach out to the bride via Facebook to see if photos were posted yet and thank her for the lovely time. Holy shitballs, girl. No, you're not the asshole for dancing. I will say that. And it sounds like you read the room as best as you possibly could, sister, but these didn't seem like a dancing bunch of people. If you're already reading the room and seeing that people are not dancing, as a plus one, you kind of just have to fall into that crowd. You kind of also have to lay low, you know, like the mom rudely mentioned, they don't know you. So it isn't your job. You're not a part of the bridal party. You hold no weight here. I get the overarching idea that people are supposed to have fun at wedding receptions, but I think that you probably took it a little too seriously. And you also stopped and you said you stopped and sat down. So I don't know. You're not the asshole to me. I love to have a good time. Love a good jam session. I'm just gonna read the first comment. For dancing, no. For drawing attention to yourself by hyping people up during their introduction, or wandering around harassing people at tables because you think people can't have fun unless they're doing what you think is fun, yes, very the asshole. Damn. Yeah, they're saying they're the asshole. Oh, everybody's saying she's the asshole. Asshole. Girl, I was ready to be on your side because I also love dancing, but it sounds like you caused a scene and made yourself the center of attention. See, and as a person that also be the center of attention sometimes, I didn't even think of that dynamic, but yes, they're right. You know, you came up in here talking about I love to dance, subtly hyping them up, going table to table. Yeah, because now everybody's like, who is this girl? Who's this girl dancing on the dance floor and getting everyone to dance? No one asked you to do that, mama. Damn, I think I've been swayed. I'm going to go ahead and give this a asshole verdict. Sorry, girl. Do the cha-cha slide somewhere else. We got another Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for not wanting to invite my dad's new fiance to our wedding? Mommy? I'm getting married in a few months in a very intimate setting with fewer than 75 guests. Both our sets of parents are divorced and single. At the start of our wedding planning, we agreed that none of the parents would have a plus one since none of them were in a relationship at the time. About 4 months ago, after our guest list was finalized and save the dates were mailed, my dad started dating someone. The day we met his new girlfriend, he asked if she could attend as his plus one and offer us $50, which is only a fraction of the cost per person. We told him, at this time, we aren't sure if we can accommodate her since RSVPs haven't been confirmed yet. A few weeks later, he asked again, and we gave him the same answer. Things were quiet for a while, so we assumed he was respecting our decision. However, a few weeks ago, his girlfriend texted my fiance asking what color she should wear to the wedding. We were shocked. We sent a polite reply reiterating that we still didn't know if she could attend because the guest list remained unconfirmed. She never replied, but my dad texted me days later saying he didn't want to create drama, but he really wants her there. We repeated the same stance and he simply said, okay. Then, about a week later, he sent me a photo of her hand with an engagement ring and the message, I did a thing. For perspective, they have been together for a maximum of 4 months, and if they do marry, this will be his third marriage. Am I the asshole for still not wanting a near stranger at our intimate wedding? I'm leaning towards not the asshole because this is your wedding. This is your special day. This is where you get to dictate how everything goes. If there's one day where you need everything to go a specific way, it's your wedding, you know? Dad, this is your third marriage. With this being your third marriage, you have to consider the fact that your family is starting to take you a little less seriously when you claim you found the love of your life. But also, as an older man who has time to wait around, you know, he might be 6 feet deep tomorrow, you know, he want to marry who he want to marry. But this does feel like it was a little pointed because he especially sending the picture, the text with the engagement ring, talking about I did a thing. Come on, dog. No, you're not the asshole. I'm going to say you're not the asshole. You don't know that lady. You saw her walking across the street, you wouldn't know a thing, literally. Let's read the first comment. You're the asshole for not just giving him a straight answer. Oh. That's a good point, though, because she or he they did not give a straight answer. They're basically saying, don't know yet. I didn't consider that part. Yeah, I can see how they would be the asshole, because just give him the answer. You know you don't want him to come. And you said at the end of your sentence, for not wanting a near stranger at our intimate wedding. So it seems like you already made up your mind. It's only fair for you to tell, your dad that. And I'm sure, $50 was a generous thing. Come on, you could go to like McDonald's and buy 50 McChickens. Well, shit, not today. Not today with the prices. But it can be useful. Once again, I think I've been swayed. I was saying not the asshole because it is her wedding, but it really is their call. So maybe I haven't been swayed. They just need to grow up and be more direct with their approach, Tell them straight out, my final verdict, not the asshole, but be direct and clear in your communication with your father. That's actually going to be our last story. That's a wrap for today. Thank you guys for joining and watching PSEUDOTV. Like, subscribe, share, comment, repost, retweet. See you guys next week. PSEUDOTV.